I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
If you're in my DMs about Duke, don't worry. I will get to you in time. I promise. That's all I got to say. Congratulations, world. You're so sharp.
Garbage. Dude, it was square Saturday, like all day.
I know. Thank God Baylor covered the 4.5. I know some people got a little bit better number than that, but thank you, Jesus, Baylor.
Did you see how it ended?
I did not.
Oh, my God. I think they got like 2 offensive rebounds to keep killing the clock and not giving the ball back to Houston. And then they called a jump ball with like 0.3 seconds left, and Baylor just gave up.
Perfect.
Instead of fouling.
Beautiful. Kyle had to factory reset his computer last night, and he's up in arms this morning.
Testing. That's quiet, right? Is that quiet? That's quiet.
I don't know. I'm having my wife turn it on right now.
No, that should work right there. Testing. That should be about good right there. All right. Let's put it in. All right. We should be good now. So, yeah, hope you all had a nice Saturday night. I won the main fight, Ankalev. Shout out, Ankalev. Seriously, if you thought Pereira won that fight, check yourself into a clinic. There were people in the Discord that were like, oh, it's close. What? That was not close. That was not close at all.
I saw multiple people like, oh, I'm going to have to rewatch this and give a different, see what the score is. Like you know what you're looking for, bro.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch that fight and you thought Pereira won, seriously, just check yourself into a clinic. You could make an argument that Pereira maybe won one round. Wasn't even close. Yeah, so I had to do a factory reset on my computer, which is why, oh my God, these fonts. Look at the fonts on the screen. This is awful. It's the most disgusting broadcast. You guys should watch something else, honestly. It's disgraceful. I have to load all the fonts and everything to do it today. So yeah, we're gonna go through some shit. We got Minnesota Rutgers up first. No, we don't. Let's go to the noon games first. What are the noon games? Michigan State. That's a noon game. Yeah. Let's start with that. All right, Michigan State. Let's start with that one. As you can see, factoring and resetting my computer is a real pain in the ass because everything's everywhere.
I'll just go really quickly. I took Michigan a little bit earlier at 8.5. I get everybody loves Sparty. Everybody wants to bet Sparty. Has nothing to do with me thinking they're not going to play well or anything of that nature. I just think that 8.5 is a lot for a Michigan team that continues to find way to be in games, whether they win them or lose them. They're continuing to play close games. Obviously, they got blown out by Illinois, but they came back and had another close game against Maryland as well. I think Maryland and Michigan State are pretty even. I'll give you that Michigan State's probably a little bit better, but as far as on the numbers wise, they're pretty damn even. consistent. So I get that Michigan State's been very, very good, but 8.5 in a rivalry game when they kicked the shit out of this team earlier, I'm not really there. So I took the 8.5 with Michigan. It's come down a little bit. I think that I got the best of the number, but I don't think that really, college basketball, it doesn't really matter. But I do think that Michigan continues to keep this game close.
Trevor?
Yeah, I like Michigan too. Michigan State just clinched it yesterday, I believe. So they really have nothing to play for. I think they've been partying, celebrating a little bit. So a little hangover spot. I'll take Michigan. They lose by 3.
You guys are forgetting the fact that Michigan's not a good basketball team.
Sparty's going to be hungover as fuck.
They're not going to be hungover, dude.
The only thing I'm worried about is everybody being on Michigan. I'm just hoping that everybody continues their Sparty love. But the last time these two teams played, it was 2.5 at Michigan. I mean, so this number's at 5 points difference. That's just wrong, in my opinion.
All right, let's move on to the next one, which is Navy Bucknell. This is the championship? One sec.
I believe so.
Navy's only played one other game, so
yeah, this is the championship game.
No, it's semifinal one. Because they've only played one other game.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. This wasn't updated.
Toast, I know you had Navy in the first game.
Yeah, and we're going right back to the well. For me, Navy plus 5.5. Navy, whatever, 4.5, whatever it is now. I'm not sure what the number is right now, but Bucknell did beat them 2 times earlier in the regular season as 4. But the first time they're on the road at Bucknell, Bucknell was minus 4.5. On the road at Navy, Bucknell was plus 3. Again, I just feel like at 5.5, this number should be around 3 no matter what, 2.5, 3, whatever it may be. Obviously, and I just feel like we're getting one of the hottest teams in the country right now that really no one's talking about because they play in the Patriot League, and so be it. But for the last 2 weeks, the only team that Navy has lost to is Colgate, which is by far, one of the better teams in their league. I guess they're not by far one of the better teams, but they're one of the better teams in their league, and they lost that game by 4 on the road. So again, I just don't understand this line, to be done honest with you. Obviously, Bucknell's been very good as well, but they're also coming off a game where they just played Loyola Maryland, and that game went to overtime. They didn't look really good. So that was a couple days ago. That's just how this tournament works. But I think we're getting a team in Navy that and multiple possessions with a team that's playing fantastic right now. And I think that actually matches up kind of well with Bucknell. So I know, again, Bucknell's offense is very, very good, but Navy has probably one of, if not the best defense in the conference. And another thing is that this game is going to be close. They can shoot their free throws and they can offensive rebound, and they don't really turn the ball over. And Bucknell doesn't force turnovers. So everything leads me to Navy here. Navy plus 5.5. Navy on the money line. Thank you for your service.
You in on that, Trevor?
Yeah, verbatim. He stole everything I was going to say, so I'll just piggyback off that. Exactly what Toast said. Retweet.
All right. Let's move on to the next one, which is... God damn it. And let me get the poll.
You can go first on this one, Trevor. I don't know what the hell to do.
Drexel Towson.
I really want to.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, I do too, really bad. But yesterday was Square City, man. Like any weird line or anything, the favorite always came through. Everybody and their brother was on it. Doesn't matter. It always came through. You got to worry about fouling. If it's a tight game late, then they're going to foul, push it over, especially with such a short line like this. I'll take Towson due to that fact that it is a short line. I think Drexel can hang in there. I think it's going to be a tight game. Like, it'll be a grind you out game for sure. But Towson's the better team. And then you're going to get to the end game here where they're going to foul, down 2-3 with even like a half second, 2 seconds left. They will foul. They'll just be desperate. So I'll take Drexel or Towson to pull away late due to fouls. I just think this game is going to be really tight. But I don't want to take 3.5 points for a dog when I know they're probably going to foul if they're losing late.
It seems like it seems like the group as a whole is taking Towson. We're polling at 60% Towson. The comments are coming in. Towson, Bo Knows is on. Bo Knows, is that the guy from Twitter? He's on Towson. Hobbs is on Towson.
Really?
I don't know if it's really him. Just
Oh.
someone. B-Man's on Towson. Bill
Like,
Seibert.
what?
Seibert is on Drexel. Seibert, I think you're the only one on Drexel here. You know what? I'm siding with Seibert.
Oh, dude, I was gonna say I got Drexel at 4.5 on my card right now, minus 115 on DK. So, I think both kind of similar to what I just talked about with Navy and stuff. Obviously, the Towson is the best team in the CAA. There's absolutely no question about that. But I feel like this line is kind of short for a reason, or it's very similar to the same numbers that we were getting when these two teams played in the regular season. And you have a excuse me, a Drexel team. I was going to try to say Delaware. You have a Drexel team that's kind of caught in fire over the last couple weeks, including a win over Charleston at home as well. And they took care of business at Elon on a neutral just yesterday. So I get that people are trying to stay away from them and whatnot, but I just feel like this number for a hot team like Drexel is just a little bit high. So yeah, I did bet Drexel at 4.5 on DraftKings.
Someone says, Sauce, you skipped your REM last night. Kinda. I mean, I went to my brother's house to watch the. Oh my God! Every single time I have to do this. I went to my brother's house to watch the fight. So obviously you're there till after 1 a.m, and then I came back and I had to factory reset my computer, so I was up super late. But I broke the course record. Actually, you guys want to see something sweet? Watch this.
What is REM really quick?
It's it's a sleep cycle. So if you get a healthy night of sleep, you go through your REM cycle. I'm not gonna pretend to be able to lecture you on it, but like, it's your sleep cycles. You want to go through like a healthy REM cycle. I don't even know, actually. I don't know why I'm speculating, but let me show you something. So I broke the course record here. Tell me this isn't sweet. My brother made this. Watch this. Every time I go over there, we play this game because his friends are usually there. 1 second. I promise this is sweet. I mean, if you don't know anything about golf or so my brother made this dartboard. I'm putting it on the screen big. So it's darts, but it's golf. Oh. And I don't know where he got the idea from this.
I like it already.
Wait, where did I just save that? 1 second. Sorry to hold up the show. So, why is this huge? So, you throw darts at the fairways and like you got to make your putt and shit. It's a fucking dartboard golf course. It's so much fun. I will seriously play this for hours when I go to his house. He made that out of cork. So you like throw like at the fairway and then I don't know. Probably stupid to show it, but it's a fun ass game.
No, because then I would assume to hit your putt, you have to hit it in the red.
Yeah, well, okay, so the par 4, like for example, the first hole is a par 4. You have to keep throwing darts until you hit the first fairway. Then you have to keep throwing darts until you hit the second, until they hit the green. So technically, you could eagle, you can hit fairway then cup to hole out. Yeah, it's fun as hell.
No, it looks fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Iowa,
nice
Nebraska. What do you guys like in Iowa, Nebraska?
Trevor, you can go first. I felt like I hit everything I needed with Iowa against Michigan State with the over and their team total over, and kind of got so I feel like I got very, very lucky with them, and I feel like this number is kind of high for a reason. So you can put Nebraska up for me. I'm not going to be betting this game. But they are coming off. I feel like people are going to see them coming off a double overtime loss to Ohio State and losing a few games in a row. But I do feel like they're playing a little bit better than people give them credit for. But yeah, you can put up Nebraska to me. I feel like it's high for a reason, but I will not be betting this.
I'll put up Nebraska. Iowa sucks.
Yeah, you guys said it. Iowa sucks. Everyone, like Toe said, double overtime the game. They're going to fade Nebraska, especially laying 7.5 points. But Iowa doesn't play any fucking defense. Like they just they go out there and they're just like, take the shot. We want to get the rebound and run it down to the other end. I'll take Nebraska here, even a team total potentially. You know, senior day, you got a defense that's non-existent coming off of their senior day, or coming off of a home game against Michigan State, which was their senior day. So I think they could be a little just dead hungover here, and I think Nebraska can put on a show on a Sunday here. Just it feels like a lot of points for a reason, like you said. I think Nebraska just runs roughshot today.
I don't mind that team total look.
Miranda's in the comments. She said she likes the over. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of hard to argue that against any Iowa game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Little Ole defense.
Minnesota Rutgers in Piscataway.
Rutgers minus 4.5 or 5.5 now. For me personally, bet this last night. Still feel the same way I felt 2 weeks ago, that Rutgers playing better basketball than people give them credit for. Going back to the beginning of February, they lost a close game against Michigan, who at the time was the best team in the conference. They beat Maryland, or they lost to Illinois, or they beat Illinois. They barely lost to Maryland. They barely lost to Michigan, and then they kind of got blown out on Purdue on the road. But I know I skipped a few games in there, but my point is that they're playing some pretty damn good teams, especially in this conference. So, again, I don't think that they're as bad as their win-loss record says they are. They're coming off of games where they just played the top two teams in the conference, or two of the top teams in the conference, in Purdue and Michigan. They just got absolutely blown out by Purdue on the road after playing Michigan really, really close. Probably could have won that game. I just feel like they're catching Minnesota at the right time here. Minnesota has been very good on the road. I will give them that. But I'm just really not there with this team. I think this is kind of the end. So I'll take my chances with Rutgers at home in the rack, in the last day at the rack. Trev?
Yeah, I kind of like Minnesota here. Like Toe said, they're much better on the road than they are at home. They just kind of burnt everybody at home. Whoever bet them, knows. It's Minnesota at home, but they don't get it done. Now they're going to hit the road. Rutgers doesn't play defense. They're more focused on offense. I think Minnesota can hang in there offensively and defensively against this team. I mean, the rack isn't the rack this year. It doesn't have as much powers. It's kind of lost its luster. So I like Minnesota. Maybe even Dawson Garcia points over, because Minnesota goes as he goes.
Next up, we got Colgate American in what I'm assuming is the Patriot League semifinal. Was this the championship?
Semis,
yeah.
God, I hate these fonts on the screen, man. Looks terrible. All right. Who do you like, Colgate or American? Trev?
Kind of like Colgate. Colgate's just kind of figured it out as of late. I know they lost to American and Loyola. Those were road games. The American game was a home game, but otherwise it was a road game. But otherwise they've started to look better. Like, Colgate was a big fade early this season. They're generally a solid team you can trust, but they weren't that. And then towards the end of the year, they started playing a lot better here. American, I know, has Captain America, Matt Rogers, but Colgate in the postseason, this is kind of where they shine. This is what they do. So
wait,
I'm going to trust the better team.
Did I hear that right? The school American has a captain named Rogers? Did you just say that?
I call him Captain America Rogers. His name is Matt Rogers.
Yeah, but the captain of American is Rogers? What are the odds?
I would assume he's the captain. I don't know.
Interesting.
I know he's Matt Rogers. I know he's really good. I don't know if he's actually the team captain. I just call him Captain America.
Don't you think that's crazy? The captain of American is named Rogers?
What is that, Mr. Whatever the superhero
That's
guy?
Captain America's name.
Yeah.
Captain America?
Nobody knows that, nerd. We're talking about basketball.
Who the fuck doesn't know who Captain America is?
Me! I don't even know what the fuck you've been talking about.
You guys have Wi-Fi where you live? I swear to God.
Yeah, I do.
I don't watch superhero movies. I don't have time.
I'm going to do what my son does.
That's Spider-Man.
Whatever.
Toast, what do you like?
I'll take Colgate.
I like American. I like the dog, personally. I think they've been playing really, really good basketball. And again, Colgate's just not a team that I trust, and especially not laying points. So if you're going to give me almost 3 full points with Colgate, or is it 2.5 now? Can you get a 3? 2.5 points with them, I'm going to take it. So I just don't feel like Colgate's that good of a team to be laying points like that. So
this is what they do.
People were like, I don't care about comic books. I don't care about superhero movies. Dude, they were like the number one movie out for like a decade. I don't even like comic books or superhero movies either. It's just I know that because like I have a smartphone. I don't know. I'll put up American. Side with Captain Rogers.
This game's gonna be sick.
Next up is North. This game's gonna be sick. Trevor said Northern Alabama, Lipscomb. This game's gonna be sick.
Well, you can go first, Trevor. I do have a bet. I have 2 bets in this game, actually.
I like as much as I want to take Lipscomb at home lane points. This game's gonna be tight. I honestly see it being like a 1-possession game, back and forth. I'll take North Alabama. They've been playing pretty good. They got a kid named Jakari Lane. Dude's an absolute just electric factory. If they can make the tournament, he's gonna be somebody's name, by the end of the first weekend. So I'll take North Alabama, keeping it close here. I just think this comes down to the last possession. Like, these two teams played. It was an 8-point loss for North Bama, but they also beat them by 10 at home. So they both showed up at their own spots. I think the third time they played, there's a lot of familiarity here. Not to mention North Alabama has solid guards to keep them in the game. So I'll take North Alabama with the points. I'm probably going to sit back and just watch this game as a fan and enjoy it, because it's going to be fun.
So
you're
just going to sit back and watch this one?
Yep, probably. But I like North Bama.
Dude, North Alabama Lipscomb without having money on it, can't do it. Toast.
Yeah, but you can watch Captain America. So anyway, North Alabama plus 5.5. North Alabama money line at plus 200, 205 actually. I just don't think that Lipscomb is playing that well. They haven't been covering games. I know that they've been winning games, but they haven't been covering games. And I truly thought, and I had Queens to win this tournament, but I truly thought they should have lost that game to Queens. That game went to overtime. It was back and forth the whole way. And now you're going to have to play a North Alabama team that has things figured out. They've played 2 games in this tournament. Yes, this game's away, but I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to look at Lipscomb playing at home, laying a short number, now 4.5. I got North Alabama at 5.5. I just don't see it personally. I think that North Alabama is a little bit better of the basketball team. Lipscomb's good because they can score the basketball, but I'm getting the better defensive team, one of the best defensive teams in the country. The conference against them. And then on the top of that, North Alabama offensive side is the best offensive rebounding team in the conference, and they're also the number 1 team in the conference. They don't turn the ball over. So I just feel like there's way too many small little advantages for North Alabama, and nothing that I see from Lipscomb besides the fact that they know how to play offense that makes me want to bet them. So North Alabama plus 5.5, North Alabama money line.
I think Lipscomb's the play.
Do it.
Everyone seems to be taking Northern Alabama. Is it North Alabama or Northern Alabama?
North.
Whoops.
I don't know if that matters.
I'm not betting that, by the way, for those of you that are playing the home game. Bradley Drake, championship.
This game of the day. Game of the day.
Game of the day. I missed my under. I fell asleep last night without betting the under at open, and it's
119 and a half.
Just take it anyway.
I'm such a rookie, though. I'm 8-1. NBC unders are
9-1.
Okay, 9-1 this tournament now. I had like 17 points of value yesterday with both my unders. Both of them cleared easy, and I didn't. I'm just so pissed off right now. I do have 4 total bets in this game, though.
Just take it. Just take it anyway.
4 bets?
We saw that one total drop 11 points, and it's still cleared by like 25, 30 points.
Trevor, is Bradley? Just tell me Bradley or Drake, because I bet Bradley plus 2.5 money line, plus 4 and money line as well when I woke up this morning. What the fuck is this number?
Dude, it's telling you, dude. Drake. No, do you say Drake sucks?
Yes, Drake sucks.
Buddy, go reevaluate. Drake.
Buddy,
Drake
they can't do anything, buddy. I'm telling you right now, they try to play this, slow it down, score every once in a while offense, and then say tournament, they're gonna get effing waxed.
Well, good thing this isn't the NCAA tournament. This
I'm
is
just
still
saying,
the
everybody
conference
loves
tournament.
Drake, and everybody's saying this is a 2-bid league, and I'm not seeing it. I'm just saying. Sorry,
Trevor. He is not seeing it.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what he's not seeing. Put on the damn glasses, dude. This is a Drake spot. This is Drake's spot. Bradley has started out slow and come back in both of these games. Good luck doing that against Drake, dude. They take the air out of the ball. They grind you out. They force turnovers. They've had games where Bennett Sturts doesn't show up, but they still hang around. They get it done. Like they had a freshman show up against Southern Illinois and elevated them. And then last night, Bennett Sturts and the whole team looked like garbage. And then the last 5-10 minutes of that game, they just turned it on, came back and covered the spread. I mean, Bradley can do that to you. They're very efficient offensively. Their defense is very good. They force a lot of turnovers. Granted, they do turn it over sometimes, but they run the shot clock down. So that's kind of on them. I do agree in the tournament, probably not a great idea. Probably not going to work. But in a conference tournament where you know these teams, I'll take Drake here. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna take the better team that's come through time and time again.
Well, we are definitely polling on Drake pretty heavily.
I figured.
Not many folks out there taking Bradley. What do you, Toast? You like Bradley, buddy? Buddy
loves Bradley. Buddy bet Bradley plus 2.5 and money line. Then I woke up this morning, saw a 4, and got instantly rock hard because I bet it again, and then a money line at plus 158. Like, it's just, this number makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, again, sure, Drake is really good. Let's just pretend like that's true. It's not, but let's just play it's true. Okay, let's just play that's true. So again, we have another game where we just talked about before this. We talked about a game that's going to be very as far as an under game, right? And total's already moved probably 6 points. It's down to 118.5 now, open at like 124 or whatever. So we assume that this game is going to go under. And now you're going to be laying up to 4 points. It just doesn't make sense to me how this number continues to go up for Bradley. So if Drake blows them out, so be it. But I mean, Drake blew them out at the beginning of January, and then they came back and then they lost to 2 by Bradley. And this game's on a neutral. So again, I just feel like this game should be closer to a pick, especially knowing that everybody's telling us that this game's going to go under, and that every game in this tournament has been going under as well. So on top of that, if I think that I'm going to need points in a close game, how am I going to get those at the free throw line? Bradley, the best free throw shooting team in the conference, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, versus Drake, who can't shoot free throws to save their freaking life. So, and let's just pretend if Bradley does get behind just a little bit, can they shoot the free ball? Yeah, they shoot at 40% from the team. So again, I just feel like, yes, can Drake slow this game down and make it hard to play for Bradley? Sure, but at the same time, Bradley can also speed it up. They can hit their free throws and they can hit the 3 ball if they get behind a little bit. So they're not afraid to let that fly. So I just don't feel like there's as many advantages for Drake as that everybody's making it out to be. I'm just like the one. I guess I'm the one person in the world that's not on the Drake train. So we'll see what happens.
No, 2. Bradley up.
Nah, this is going to be 57 to 52. Drake gets it done, goes way under per usual.
How about 57?
You know, the crazy
53?
part is 57-52 isn't even quote unquote way under with this total 119.
Fair, but
Oregon, Washington. Let's talk some. Wow, Big Ten. Almost said Pac-12.
It's hard though. I wouldn't even have corrected you if you said Pac-12. I wouldn't even have said.
I was
anything.
like, let's talk some.
Wouldn't even have registered.
Is Oregon playing for anything?
Oregon might be the hottest team in the country. Nobody's talking about. Right, Trevor? No, am I crazy to say that?
They've been playing good. I'll give you that. They've been playing
nobody.
good.
And the only reason I say that is because you literally hear nothing about Oregon at all from anyone.
No, yeah.
So
well, that's what you get for being in Oregon and playing in the Big Ten.
Fair. I'm just saying, like, they've won like what 7-8 games in a row, something like that. And they had like one really bad stretch. They had like a 2-week period where they were bad. So I lean Oregon here. Do I love laying 7.5 points with them on the road against this Washington team that's has nothing left to play for, that's been kind of dead now for a couple weeks? No, just because I feel like sooner or later Washington might get up for a game, and I do respect Danny Sprinkle. I don't respect the Washington Huskies, but I do respect Danny Sprinkle. So again, Oregon for me, just because they've been rolling, but I'm not going to bet it.
Trev?
Yeah, I like Oregon with them. I mean, I got cute and played Washington last week at the same number. They got housed by USC, like absolutely embarrassing. Washington, you know, like Tosa, they have nothing to play for. They're not getting into the Big Ten tournament. Maybe they'll get into like the CBI or some shit, so they can go play some basketball there against some bottom tier mid majors. But you know, Dana Altman in March, they've got it rolling. They're playing a lot better. I think they could half-ass this and still win by double digits against Washington. Give me Oregon, but it is Sunday. Weird shit happens, so this is probably like an Oregon.
This is where you bet the Huskies, man.
Yep, probably.
We're polling at 80% Oregon.
Like I said, there's no chance in hell.
I'll flip. I'll take Washington. Yeah, I'll dive in one more time. They just laid the same number caught this number, and they got housed by USC. Now they're going to catch the same number to Oregon. I'll take Washington. I'll dive into this nasty bullshit.
Yeah, we've seen Washington play some good games too. It's not like they're well. I mean, they're kind of bad, but they're yeah. They're actually. I would take that back. They're bad. But they did beat
and you know what?
the
And they're
Gophers.
coming off like I know that that USC lost, but that Indiana loss at home was pretty bad. Besides that, they haven't been like garbage at home. If we're really going to be honest about that, I mean, they've covered a couple games and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Can we talk Chattanooga ball?
Sure.
Dude, Nuke's up.
Nukes? You're on the Nukes?
Nukes up, buddy. Or
What's
Mocs,
what's the Chattanooga team? What are they? Oh my God!
Mocs.
Moccasins.
So for some reason there's an Air Force logo
Mocs.
for Furman. That's obviously supposed to be Furman. Well, you like Chattanooga, Trevor?
Yeah, Furman just shot. I had Sanford last night. That was bullshit. Furman shot 17 of 29 from 3.
That was wild. 95
Dude, they
points.
didn't miss.
That was
I'll
wild.
take Chattanooga here. Like, there's no chance Furman follows that up with 17 of 29 from 3 again. I'll fade that showing last night. I'll take the Mocs here. And I'm gonna lay it.
Toast.
Yeah, I just this is an ultimate pass for me. Like Trevor said, Furman was absolutely on fire last night, but they're playing in the same building again today. So obviously, and I don't think that Chattanooga is like any that much better than the team they have played last night in Sanford. They're better. There's no question about that, but I don't think that they're like night and day better or anything like that. So you can put up Furman for me. The only reason that I just don't really want to play on Mocs is because they're just one of those teams that they've won so many games in the last 2 months. Like I don't know when even the last time they lost. So
January 23rd.
Okay, yeah, it takes a lot for me to like a team like that. So I'll take Furman. I think they might stay hot tonight, but again, I didn't bet this.
We are into the Sun Belt. Where are we, Trevor? Where are we in the Sun Belt tournament right now? What round?
I believe these are the quarterfinals. I believe. Let me pull it up. Dude, Marshall, brutal loss. There goes that future. I thought they had it yesterday. This is the semi. We're in the semis today. Yeah, semifinals here. And
Who's
then
on the other side of the bracket?
James Madison and Old Dominion.
Old Dominion's still in it. Good for them.
Dude, Old Dominion's hot right now.
What do you think
Dominion,
here?
really
Arkansas State, South Alabama.
Do it, Trevor.
Yeah, I gotta go Arkansas State.
The Red Wolf spot. You know it.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better. They just got to win in. You haven't had South Alabama hasn't played in like what, a week and a half or something. Let me pull this up.
I'll wait because I have a lot to say
I
about
can't
South.
unsee how disappointing Arkansas State's football team was this year, and it's just like it's making it hard to bet them here.
Hey, Arkansas State went on the road and beat Memphis this year. This is a team that can win games. I'll take Arkansas State. You know, they're favored over the number 1 seed by 4.5 here, it looks like. I'll take Arkansas State, not to mention South Alabama hasn't played in 8-9 days. So they're a little rusty.
They
You
haven't
got
played
South
in 8-9 days.
February 28th. Yep. Last
So
Friday.
why have they not played?
Because the Sun Belt tournament, they want to try to get their best teams in. So their best teams only.
No,
have to
I
play,
get
like,
that.
2
Okay,
games.
okay. No, I get all that. Then why is Arkansas State laying 4.5 if South Alabama's the team that got the bye?
Because they're going to win. Arkansas State has a game under their belt, and South Alabama hasn't played in like over a week.
No, but why is
I'll
the
take
team that
point.
got the bye catching 4.5? Are you understanding what I'm asking?
No, I get it. I'm saying because they haven't played in a week. I get they're the better team, but Arkansas State has shown up in big spots and got it done this year. Like they've gone on the road and got big games. Like I think they're favored for a reason. Everyone's going to take the better team catching 4.5 points.
Dude, we're polling heavy on Arkansas State, 65.
God damn
I was gonna say I don't know if Arkansas. I don't know.
I'm
if
taking South Alabama.
I didn't bet this game, but it would only be Arkansas State for me. They're favored because they're the best team in the conference. That's why they're favored. First and foremost.
Wait,
Second of
okay,
all-
if they're the best team in the conference, why did they not have the bye?
Because of tiebreakers. That's why.
Yeah, they must not be that. Just go ahead. Yo.
I'm just saying they're the best team in the I mean, everybody's 13-5. So, I mean, everybody has their own opinion on who's the best team in the conference. I personally at 23-9 overall, 13-5 in the conference, and a net rating over 4 points better than everybody in the fucking Sun Belt. Arkansas State is the best team in the Sun Belt Conference, in my opinion. It's not even a question. My issue with South Alabama is I think they're just like a super lucky team. If you go back through the month of February, they've had 4 or 5 games that went to overtime. I think they won all of them except for one of them. And they've beat this Arkansas State team twice this year already. One of them by 4, one of them by 14. You're getting USA plus 8.5 in one of those games, and one of them was a pick'em. These lines have been all over. Again, I think that Arkansas State's the best team in the conference. I think that they've been playing well. They already have a game under their belt in this building as well. It would only be South Alabama for me. I'm sorry, Arkansas State for me. I didn't bet this one, but it would only be Arkansas State.
See, people in the comments are understand. Well, actually, I think. Do you not understand what I'm saying, though, people in the comments? That, like, okay, if this team's so much better, where they're laying 4.5, how are they in a tie in the standings? I don't know.
It's conference play. Like, wacky shit happens in the for any conference.
This Sun Belt Conference seems a little wacky.
Yeah, because there's 4 teams with the same record at 13-5.
No, I understand how a tie works. I'm saying if this team is so much better, why are they just tied? Seems like they're pretty similar if they finish the entire season with the same record.
Well, it's kind of like you drop spots in conference play. Like, look, everybody does
If it was -2, I wouldn't even question it. -4.5 is a significant line. That's suggesting that there's significant bet. No, it's telling you it's a bad bet.
No,
well, you can get 5.5. You can get 5.5 on FanDuel right now if you want.
I might indulge.
Okay.
Speaking of, I thought VMI was nice. They're catching 9.5. Who is this one? I thought VMI was.
Dude, what an upset yesterday. What an upset. The military cadets. They knocked off Greensboro.
Who knocked off Greensboro?
VMI.
I thought VMI was one of the best teams in that conference.
No, opposite.
No.
They're one of the worst.
Really?
They got hot. They got hot for a stretch.
And UNC Greensboro was one of the best.
Well, who do you guys like here? VMI's hot. Cinderella, man. Always bet on Cinderella.
Yeah, exactly. I got to take the 9.5. Same with Valpo yesterday. No, Valpo was up on Bradley. They had a chance to win that game, but down the stretch they could not get it done. They still covered that 9.5. I'm gonna ride with VMI here. This you don't fade March in March. This team's just got it going on right now. You beat the Citadel, big deal, but you go and beat Greensboro like that. Like, it wasn't like they hit a buzzer beater. Like, they led that entire game, like wire to wire. I'll take VMI playing damn good basketball here. They've got the March it factor going on right now. Can't fade that. VMI loses by like 6.
Yeah, I played VMI as well. I was just more or less debating if I wanted to sprinkle the 4-1 on the money line. Again, this kind of team kind of reminds me of like NC State in a way last year. They got a big win, and now they might be able to kind of relax and go on a run. And again, I don't think that Wofford's been playing fantastic either. And on top of that, these two teams have played twice this year, and VMI beat them once as an 11.5 point dog. And then the next game they played, Wofford was a 5.5 point favorite, and they absolutely killed them. So if Wofford can go out and beat this team by 40 again, so be it. But I think that we're getting a couple extra points here because of the ass beating that Wofford handed them earlier in the year. And I think this is a completely different cadets team, as Trevor would say. So VMI for me, wanted to sprinkle the money line, got scared.
All right, let's move on to the most disrespectful line of the day.
You know what? The sad part is I kind of agree.
What the hell is this?
I kind of agree. I was kind of curious to hear what Trevor has to say. I don't know if I actually have the balls to do it, but oh man, Shilly's got.
I hate how big this line is.
15 and a half.
The wave moving right now, boys. Shilly has the.
I told you this Pepperdine team. It's a pesky team. It's a feisty team. And Santa Clara is not Gonzaga or St. Mary's.
No.
Yeah. So
they can still light you up. They can still light you up.
You should
okay,
light
can we stop first? Can we say something? One thing. If we take out, and I know that I don't expect you to do this, Trevor, but just take out the 2 or 3 games that Santa Clara shot 95% from 3. Are they really that good of a basketball team?
Offensively, yes. I would say offensively.
Get out of here. Okay.
Dude, their offenses, they got dudes on this team. I hate how big it is. It feels like such a trap to take Pepperdine. Feels like such a trap.
What the hell what do you mean a trap?
Dude, why is it so big?
Because there's actually coming in on the other side, allegedly. Pepperdine plus 15.5.
I'll take Santa Clara minus 15.5. I think this line's gigantic for a reason. I'm not going to touch this game. This is huge. Santa Clara can light you up offensively. Pepperdine just come out of a huge win and a back-to-back third day. I don't know if Pepperdine has legs for this. The good little run here, but I think they just run out of gas, and this is a huge number. I think Santa Clara just opens it up and wins by 20 plus at some point.
Pepperdine.
You can put Pepperdine up for me for sure. I just I honestly, and I wasn't making a joke, I honestly just don't know what to expect from Santa Clara. Yes, their offense is good, but I also think their offense and their offensive numbers have been aided by some very, very good games by them, where they're putting up 93, 97, 109 points on the road against Washington State. F you. Like, that's not who Santa Clara is. I've watched this team plenty this year. Again, do they cover the number today? Maybe, but there's no chance in hell I would lay that big number here today. I get that Pepperdine's been playing two games already this year, but are in this conference tournament already. But I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that Pepperdine actually kind of matches up with Santa Clara. Obviously, Santa Clara has a lot more talent, but Pepperdine's just as big. They play slow. I think it's going to be very hard unless Pepperdine's just ice cold and they have no legs in the second half. I just have a hard time believing Santa Clara pulls a game away. Keep in mind, Santa Clara is probably kind of looking ahead a little bit too, because they're going to have to play Gonzaga and or St. Mary's to get into the tournament. So I would assume that they're just trying to get in and get out of this one. But we'll see.
I would honestly say that. But yeah, I think the spread's gigantic for a reason. I might bet Santa Clara too.
Dude, Chipley was trolling Trevor. It's funny.
What do you say?
Apparently, during your analysis, you're like, I hate how big it is. And he was just like,
oh, God.
It was stupid, but I was laughing. All right, St. Thomas.
Fucking Chipley.
All right, St. Thomas is laying 3.5. I don't know much about Omaha, but I thought St. Thomas was like the cream of the crop in this conference. I thought St. Thomas would be laying 2 or 3 possessions in every single one. I mean, I understand that 3.5 isn't a tiny line, but I didn't know there was any teams close to St. Thomas in this conference.
Omaha was better than them. They were number 1.
The trash can team.
I've been betting St. Thomas every game of this tournament. I bet them last night as well, but minus 140 on the money line to continue this. Nebraska last night was another easy winner or Omaha, Nebraska, whatever. I call them Nebraska in this one. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Any easy winner last night versus South Dakota. Why? Because that was their championship game. Now they're in the thank you, Trevor. I knew you were going to love that. But anyway, now they're in the tournament. Doesn't matter if they win or lose today. Why? Because St. Thomas can't make the tournament because they haven't been in NCAA long enough or Division I long enough. So I think the Tommies continue their route here. You can put up minus 3.5. You can put up the money line. It doesn't matter. I think they continue to win games by 10 plus. This is their championship game. This is their NCAA tournament. Tommies continue to roll.
You agree, Trevor? You want to go Omaha? I'll bet Omaha.
Absolute favorite bet of the day is St. Thomas tonight.
Really?
Love it, dude. Dude, Nebraska Omaha's in. They're going dancing. It's just not official. They're in.
They still want to win
done.
their conference, though.
I don't give a shit. This is St.
They do.
What did I say? What did I say from the beginning of this tournament? St. Thomas is here to prove a point. They're on a mission. They're absolutely rolling everybody. They are going to fuck up Omaha tonight. It is going to be a beatdown, a skull fuck. Omaha doesn't give a fuck. They're gonna play the 40 minutes, get through the game, and then they're in. It does not matter whatsoever. This is a St. Thomas smash. I might put my biggest bet of the year down tonight, to be honest, on St. Thomas.
Are you crazy?
Dude, I have like $400 on St. Thomas right now. Out of my account thing, that's like my favorite bet of the day.
These programs want to win their conference. It matters.
I know. I'm not saying they don't want to, but they don't get. I mean, they're gonna go down, and they're gonna be like, you know what? We'll still be here in March. Like, they don't care. They're going. St. Thomas is going to rout them.
Putting up Omaha.
Oh, suicide mission.
So we're polling at 75%, 20% on.
Ball knowers.
Northern Arizona versus the Grizzlies. Is this a championship game?
No. I don't think so. They only played.
I think this is the semis.
Yeah, because they've only played one game, and Montana was like not at the top, or not the very top. I guess they were. I thought Northern Colorado had a game on them. It doesn't matter. Hold on, I'm trying to find my notes on this one. Oh yeah,
Starch
that's what it
Madness.
was.
That's
What does that mean?
Go ahead, Travis.
Starch Madness is just what they call their tournament. You got like Arch Madness and shit. They call it Starch Madness because it's
Why is that?
got something to do with corn. I think I don't remember.
No,
It's Big
oh
Sky.
my god,
It's Big Sky.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Starches and
I knew it was a fucking vegetable.
Man, Trevor,
No,
you
you guys know the last name of Captain America, but you don't know potatoes have starch in them. Come on, guys.
they named their tournament Starch Madness.
Yeah, it's pretty sick,
I
isn't
don't know
it?
anything about
You people from the Midwest are freaks, Trevor. All of you out there.
I actually think
Starch
this would be
Madness, and
this
that
would
gets
be
you fired
Northwest.
up?
This would be like my territory, actually, Northwest. I'll take
Starch
this.
Madness. That's something that
great
gets you
potatoes.
fired up. Starch Madness. All right, go ahead.
Well, I mean, have you ever had a
It's
nice
just
loaded
so
baked
cool.
potato? I mean, it's
It's
pretty
so
delicious.
cool. It's so cool. I mean, it's so cool. All right, what do
It
you
is.
guys
It's
like?
pretty sick.
Go ahead,
It's
Trevor. Go ahead.
Oh God! In this one, what do we got? Montana. Damn it.
I want to go to the Lumberjacks so bad.
I know. I've been in love with this Northern Arizona team this year, but man, fuck. Montana's just a fucking different animal. They're so good. I know they dropped that game to Portland State, but Portland State was laying points to them. It felt telling. They got a Montana team on a neutral against Arizona, I like them. They're fun to watch. They're hit or miss. Like they could show up and win this game, or they lose this game by like 15 points. Really no in between. I'll take the points because it's Starch Madness. You know, this never goes chalk. I'll take the points and give me the Lumberjacks to chop down the Grizzlies and at least cover. Yeah, they're just gonna give them a game. Like I got a feeling. I don't know what it is. I just feel it deep inside.
Did you see the vocab he used there, Toast? Give me the Lumberjacks to chop down the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you
that
like
was
that? You like that?
not an accident. I can guarantee you that was not an accident.
Nope.
Give me the Lumberjacks to chop down the Grizzlies. Toast, do you think
agree.
the Lumberjacks will chop them down?
I think they're going to start chopping these trees down. I think they're going to chop the Grizzly down. Look, these teams take twice earlier this season. One of them was a 5-point game. One of them was a 3-point game. The first game on the road in Montana, Lumberjacks were catching 7.5. The second game, Montana was only catching 1. Obviously, this game's in the middle like that on a neutral, but I just feel like this game is going to be close. And on top of that, Northern Arizona, yeah, has already played a game at this site, and they actually played well against Eastern Washington. Again, Eastern Washington isn't as good as Montana, but Montana, I like Montana at home. Yeah, you could talk me into that, but Montana on a neutral, completely different situation, especially against a team that they've already beat twice this year and kind of got lucky to come away with both of those wins. So I will be taking the Lumberjacks here, and I will probably be sprinkling on the money line as long as it's over plus 200.
It's going to be a chopping. 1 sec.
5-point game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what do you guys think of High Point?
Hey, the Winthrop's right there, man. Winthrop is right.
What's the line of that
there.
game so I can put up a poll?
Let me take a gander. Where the hell is it?
7.5, minus 7.5 for High Point, under 150 or over under 157.
I mean, I will never bet Winthrop.
Why?
I watched the game. I bet Winthrop as a home dog against this High Point team. It was a good spot to play him. I like what I heard on College Experience, like what I heard on Pump Fake. It was a great play. Winthrop plus 4.5 at home. I watched the entire game. This team is not good. They are trash.
What happened yesterday? I thought it was the wrong team
I
favorite.
don't care if they've won.
won.
No. I don't think you're. I'm not just saying like, oh, they played a bad game. I don't care if they've won 15 games since. The basketball I saw that day, it's something you can't unsee. This team is not good. They didn't belong. I was so furious watching it, and I'm not trying to be funny. Like this team sucks. I'll never bet.
Everyone's
Winthrop.
allowed an off.
I'll
day.
never bet.
Everyone's
I won't
allowed.
bet Winthrop next year because of what I saw. Not even joking around. It's like, oh, this is an unserious basketball program.
Unserious basketball program that I honestly couldn't tell you when's the last time they haven't covered a game. To be, I'm dead honest with you. I
Well,
honestly don't even know.
Have they covered every game since High Point? Because I bet them as a home dog against High
What was
Point.
the date of that High Point game?
Bro,
2:15.
I don't
I
have
bet you it was. I bet you. Matter of fact, yes, they have. Everyone.
It doesn't matter. You didn't watch
I'm
the
just letting
game.
you know.
I bet you right now, if you put on the Winthrop High Point highlights from that game, you would not bet them here. This team sucks. I won't bet Winthrop.
This team's hot right now. All right, everyone gets hot in March.
I was gonna say what they did to Asheville yesterday was very, very impressive. So again, High Point is much better than UNC Asheville, but
Belt to
what
ass.
they did, yeah, that was a belt. That was an ass whooping. So, you can put Winthrop up for me. I get that High Point is everybody's favorite team to bet in this conference because they just obviously score a shit ton of points. And now here they are facing a Winthrop team that they beat by 22 and 22 each of those games. So High Point should be free. Anything under 10, especially under 8.
Good pick.
That's how it works.
You gave that whole speech just to take the rights.
Yeah, I mean, look at Duke yesterday. Everybody got that one because they're so sharp. So, yeah, you can put Winthrop up for me. There's no question about that.
You put Winthrop. You said High Point.
No,
You
I
just
want
said
the
anything
point.
under 10 should be free. What the?
Yeah, what should be
He's
free
being
with
sarcastic.
I can't follow. Go ahead. Bet the worst team in the country. Trev.
Okay, let's pump the brakes here. Worst team in the country is
You guys
disrespectful.
can't
This team is
speak on it
hot.
because you didn't watch the game. Honestly, you just can't speak on it.
I did watch.
I was gonna say, I'm
You
pretty
must
sure.
not
I
have been
watched
watching it closely.
I didn't have the money that you had on
I mean,
it.
they
I'll
had
tell you that.
they had kids on the floor that couldn't dribble. Yeah, I mean, it was one of my biggest bets of the day. And yeah, they had kids on the floor that could not dribble. Like it was like they'd be playing in a pickup game with me at LA Fitness. Like they didn't belong on a D1 court.
Dude, they had a long night studying. You know, everyone's allowed a rough game.
All right, bet
It's a
Winthrop.
long season.
You should bet Winthrop.
You know, I'm sitting on this Winthrop future, 8-1, 7-1, whatever it is.
Dead.
But I hate it. I like High Point to absolutely roll today. You know, we've got a sample size of 2 games, absolutely smashed them. This is a big 7.5 spread when they were catching 9 and 3 prior for Winthrop. And I get Winthrop's hot. They're playing good. I think High Point just routes them. I think this is a big 7.5 for a reason. I think it's another just roll. You know, if I'm wrong, let's pray Winthrop wins, and then I win some money on the future. But if not, I think High Point just rolls it. I know I preach on tough to beat a team 3 times, but High Point's had the number. They know how to beat this team. They know how to slow them down. They know how to stop them. They know how to attack them. I think High Point gets it done again, highly motivated to get to the tournament. They can punch their ticket today. So I'll take the better team here and lay it.
Look at the comments, Kyle. High Point, High Point, High Point, HP.
sure.
Because they
High
probably
Point,
watched the
High
same game.
Point.
They probably watched the same game I did.
High Point shoots.
Toast, we tried this with UNC yesterday.
It
Hey,
actually wasn't
that's
even
not-
that
don't
bad.
laugh.
All right,
I'm not mad about it. I had a decent day yesterday. I
I'm
ain't mad
ripping
about
through
it.
the NBA in
Don't worry.
I
5.
needed it.
Hold
Got-
on. I got one other game that
Oh, go
somebody else wants to talk about really quickly, and that's the San Francisco game.
Mhm.
They take Washington State. Let me see what the line is right now. Do you know off the top of your head, Trevor?
I think it was.
I just don't know if it
Oh,
moved.
shit, I just saw it.
I just didn't say shit.
It's 5. There's also someone's out for Washington too, or San Francisco.
Who? Okay. I don't want to speak on this game then if I don't know who's playing, but I lean Washington State playing the way that they've been playing. These teams have been really, really equal all year. And soon again, we'll see. But I don't know who's if I don't know who's playing for Washington State, that could be a deal breaker for me. If it's Watts or Kalesmi or whatever, that really kills them. Or Eekstrap, that their big guy, because part of the reason that I like Washington State is because they match up size wise with San Francisco. So you can put Washington State for me, unless there's some kind of crazy injury. I'll post it on Twitter though. All right,
No,
I'm done.
I like Washington. Marcus Williams is out for San Francisco.
Oh, even better
Last
than
previous
100% than
28,
Washington
21, 14, 23, 9, 19, 16, 17. Out
Yeah.
He also has 5.44, 1.83. Like he disses the ball too. So a lot of offensive production is going to be out of the game here for San Francisco. I like Washington State too. I'm gonna take the points.
Oh, and my dad's gonna be there, so I gotta bet Washington State. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna rip through some NBA. Guys, enjoy your Sunday.
Sir, good luck.
Denver, Oklahoma City. Obviously, awesome game. Starts in 1 hour. I would love to take that big number with Denver. Truly would love to. Can't do it. This is a really good matchup for Oklahoma City. I mean, I'm not going to lay it either. I think on paper points more towards an over than anything, but I'm not taking an over 243 in a 1 p.m. start. I would love to take a healthy Denver team +8 or +7.5. Sounds crazy, but the truth is these are the games that Oklahoma City has been automatic in. What is Denver this year? They're a fast-paced offensive team. Top 5 offense, top 5 in pace. Well, top 10 in pace. Oklahoma City's just been auto-bet. They're 14-2 against the spread, against the best 10 offenses in the NBA. 14-2. And against the fastest pace, 13-3-1 against the spread. You just can't fade Oklahoma City in these offensive track meet games because they're so by far the best team in the NBA in that type of basketball. So, I mean, if you want to find spots to fade Oklahoma City, it's got to be a slow defensive team. I would love to take Denver, but I can't do it. Phoenix, Dallas. Oh, Dallas. It would have to be, right? I know that the injury report's crazy, and I don't think I could actually pull the trigger, but Dallas looked pretty strong against Memphis for most of the game. It was actually kind of a miracle that Memphis covered for me at the end there. Mavericks are winning a lot of that game. Now they play another terrible defense. Suns never cover these numbers, laying 7.5 on the road. So Dallas in that one. Memphis, New Orleans. I don't understand the line movement here. I don't know why they're giving us 9.5 now, but there are 10s now. I have no idea who's buying this Memphis number up. They're terrible. They look absolutely terrible. They were lucky to cover against the Mavericks the other night, which I was thankful for. I had the Grizzlies in that game, -8.5. So I was thankful they covered. They were lucky as hell to get that cover. And before that, what were they, 9-1 in their last 10 against the number? Their defense is truly terrible. Without Jaren Jackson Jr., you can't lay any sort of big number with the Grizzlies. Not to mention it's a nice little buy low spot on the Pelicans coming off back-to-back games against a Rockets team they're really poorly matched up against. If you remember, I had the Rockets -5 the other night as one of my favorite bets because it was a good matchup for Houston. Memphis defense might be as bad as it gets. Might be the worst in the NBA without Jaren Jackson Jr. on the floor, so there's no way. I took +9. I don't know why they're giving us a 10. That seems crazy. Utah, Philadelphia. If you want a good laugh, go look at the projected rotations there in that one. Utah versus Philadelphia. Cleveland, Milwaukee. Okay. So Giannis is off the injury report. What kind of lines? It's down to 8. Man, I would love to take Milwaukee, man. I would love to do it, but let's see how Milwaukee's been against the three-point shot recently. 1 second. When I was looking at this one last night, Giannis was questionable. So now that I know he's definitely in, it's more like I'm looking at it a little more seriously. Against a three-point shot. Damn. Top 5 defense against a three-point shot in the last 10. Second. I like the Bucks, man. Let me write that down. Especially on Sunday where the dogs are barking. Give me the Bucks. I might bet the Bucks. Right now, I did bet the Pelicans at +9. So that's a bet I actually have. I think I'm going to bet Milwaukee. It's not till 8 o'clock. I'll send out a notification when I bet it. Oh, the Sauce Network app is up and running, so I can send the shit directly to your phone. If you download the Sauce Network app, a lot of the stuff isn't behind a paywall. So even if you're not a subscriber, but my favorite bets that I send to you, that'll be for the subscribers. But you still get a bunch of stuff on there if you're interested. Don't care. It's for people that are interested. Spurs, Minnesota, Gobert questionable. I skipped over that one last night. Don't have any interest in it. Interesting game is Detroit-Portland, though. I actually looked at this one for a while last night. Both these teams are kind of going through a similar pattern where they're both playing significantly better basketball recently, both playing at a fast pace. I kind of think the line is okay. It's up to 3 now. It was 2.5 last night, and I agree with that movement. I almost took the Pistons at -2.5. I think Detroit's been better than Portland, significantly better, and there's just an over adjustment here for the back-to-back. Let me see. Not to mention you got Denny Avdia. I kind of like the Pistons in that one. -2.5, -3. And then the last one is Sacramento Clippers. Sacramento, what? I don't understand. It's still sitting at 6. What, the Clippers play a couple good games, or we're just going to erase everything we've seen? This Sacramento team, without Sabonis and Malik Monk, just covered against Denver. Well, it landed on 6 in Denver. They beat the life out of the Spurs. The Kings are, I mean, if you give I'm pretty sure that Denver line closed at 6.5. So if you give the Kings that cover, it landed at 6. Covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, 6 in a row. This Kings team looks pretty good, and the Clippers have been terrible. Well, they have back-to-back wins, and we're just going to erase the fact that the Clippers were 0-8 against the spread, and they 8 before that. The Clippers without Powell have been pretty bad. And the King, it's not I'm saying I think the Kings are going to win this game. I just don't see how you lay 6 points with the Clippers. So it would be Sacramento in that one. Everyone, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Sunday. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. I'll be back in like an hour. I have to do a couple things upstairs. But I'll be in the Discord.